Another big story we're following tonight. It is a special election to fill the seat that was held by the late Congressman Elijah Cummings.
Now, the coronavirus pandemic has caused most of today's voters in the 7th congressional district to cast their ballot by mail. But there were just a few places that people could vote in person.
WJZ is live tonight. Political reporter Pat Warren is at one of only 3 polling places that are open. Pat.
That's right. There have been tens of thousands of ballots already mailed in and counted, 30,000 here in Baltimore alone. But today, at the only polling place open in the city, it's one-on-one.
Sanitizers supplied to poll workers and voters alike. Cones outside show boundaries, and paint lines on the floor inside mark off the distance voters must leave between each other and the poll workers. These are the restrictions for people choosing to vote in person, all following the guidelines of social distancing imposed since the outbreak of COVID-19.
It's very different, but I'm glad that they're keeping everybody safe.
For Henry Kennard, it was a matter of principle to vote in person.
People died for us to vote, and I figured just to come out made me feel more better.
By early afternoon, 150 people had voted, but the city was prepared for greater numbers.
And I erred on the side of a high number because of the amount of ballots that had been returned was very low. So this morning I really expected a line here, and I did not have that.
But those who did come to the poll were glad to have it. Alvin Wilson had no choice but to cast his ballot in person.
Why did you decide to come in instead of mailing in your ballot?
Because I didn't receive it. So I called the election board this morning, and they asked me to come to this address, and that's what I did.
Elections Administrator Armstead Jones believes the single-race election to fill the 7th congressional district seat is a good test for what's to come in June.
It wasn't hard because I knew who I was going to vote for.
This is a good test. With the June 2nd election, statewide presidential election, and many candidates, this is a good test, and there's some things that I see now that I would do differently.
It's likely to be a few days before the votes are tallied.
Now, Howard County voters voted at the Howard County Fairgrounds, and Baltimore County voters voted at Martin's West. It's likely to be a few days before we get a final tally. I'm Pat Warren reporting for WJZ.